suspicion of carrying firearms in Chorlton, and people across the city flocked to polling stations to cast their votes on local and mayoral elections. But first, our top story today. A man has been charged for murdering a woman in Oldham on Tuesday. 63-year-old Stephen Booth from Walthamstow has been charged with the murder of a 62-year-old woman who was also from Oldham. He is currently being remanded in custody ahead of a court appearance today at Manchester Crown Court. Police reported around 8:50 p.m. on Tuesday an emergency services attending the scene found the woman outside a property with serious injuries. She was taken to hospital and pronounced dead not long after. Jimmy Savile's former housemate and driver died in Strangeways prison this morning. Our reporter Nilo Point has the story.
Jimmy Savile's driver has died in Strangeways prison this morning after contracting COVID. 79-year-old Ray Terrett, who was known as Ray's Shadow, was found dead in his cell by prison staff. The former DJ was jailed for life in 2013 for 7 rapes and 11 indecent assaults on girls aged as young as 13. He has lived with Savile in the 70s in Altrincham and worked as a radio DJ in and around Manchester, including at Piccadilly Radio. It was revealed shortly after his sentencing that he'd come close to getting a job as a teaching assistant at a centre for vulnerable teenagers back in 2007.
Greater Manchester Police have confirmed that 2 people were arrested on suspicion of firearm offences in Chorlton yesterday. The events were captured on film by one onlooker, and another witness described the scene as something from BBC Police series Line of Duty. Video footage shows 2 armed officers stopping a car on Mainland Avenue at around 4 p.m. on Wednesday. They followed a people carrier down the road in an unmarked police car and pulled up in front of the courier to force the driver to stop. Witnesses then saw the police officers jump out and surround the car with assault rifles and guns. The suspect was then held down on the ground and detained. Maitland Avenue was blocked off for 2 hours following the arrests, and nearby residents reported shock at the sight of heavily armed police officers on their street.
More than 300 bus drivers are striking over an alleged fire and hire approach at Go North West. Unite the Union says the company wants to force workers into new contracts, with longer hours, with no additional pay and sick pay cuts. Go North West calls these claims misleading and insists employees have received a fair offer. After long negotiations, both sides seem to have reached a deal. The resolution is understood to involve a collective agreement and improved sick pay. Until the union has completed a vote on the deal, the strike will continue. Over the past 10 weeks, tensions were increased by claims of violence. Bus drivers who chose to work said they had been targets of abuse and intimidation through union activists, including online harassment and criminal damage to homes and cars of drivers. The union says there is no evidence that members were involved.
So, just 2 days after the England and Manchester City player Raheem Sterling ended a 4-day social media boycott in response to online abuse, he's again received racial abuse on social media. The comments have since been deleted by Facebook, but there's rightfully a lot of anger that this is still happening so soon after Raheem Sterling led his social media campaign. Well, the owners of Instagram, Facebook, have called the abuse unacceptable, and they've said they've taken action against the accounts responsible, and they said they will soon be rolling out new tools to help prevent people seeing abusive messages from strangers. No, not at all. Several footballers took part in the #Enough campaign 2 years ago in protest of online abuse. However, players across all sports continue to be subjected to this racial abuse. Rugby union, cricket, rugby league were amongst other sports to join football in the last weekend's boycott.
Thousands of volunteers have formed the group Wythenshawe Safety Patrol and are patrolling the streets in a display of true community spirit. The group aims to provide safety for locals and visitors alike, escorting shift workers home and accompanying lone dog walkers. Robert Schofield set up the group as a way of protecting women after a 20-something-year-old woman was sexually assaulted in Kirkup Gardens. I spoke to staff manager Dan, who organises the volunteers and heads up the night patrols.
Staff that we deal with as well. So it's basically just about dealing with like rostering, who's going where at what time, so there's no overlaps and things like that. Yeah, so basically the night patrols, we go out, we actively patrol the streets, we patrol the local parks, woodlands, we've now started patrolling Metrolink stops and bus stops, and we've also had quite a lot of requests from hospital staff who don't feel safe walking from work to Metrolink stops. So we actively patrol the hospital grounds as well, and we meet up with them, walk them to the Metrolink stops and just make sure they get on the tram safe and everything, and just make sure they get off safe.
If you would like to be involved, please message the Facebook group Wythenshawe Safety Patrols.